guys, how you doing? How you doing? Well, I am gonna go do a little video on some of the construction on my road out here, because yesterday I found a video on my computer of me driving down this same road a long time ago with all the trees and all the greenery and everything, and now you can't stop progress, man, I guess. So my little village is getting a major makeover. Whoa. Let's go check it out. I also created a new rig for my camera. I haven't put it on the, like, I don't have the motorcycle mount. I kind of had one, but it's too low and stuff, so I use that on this rig. I'll show it to you later. But yeah, I'm gonna save my battery, and I'll cut off now, and I'll pick up later when I get back, when I get out on the road. It's not that far, actually. And the air quality is very poor today again. A lot of people burning. People going to the hospital with respiratory problems. I don't really have respiratory problems, although I was coughing a little bit this morning. Because they burn at night, you know, when you're sleeping. They burn at night when people aren't out. And then, you know, it catches up to them, I think, builds up in the air. But, well, maybe I'll leave the camera on. 60% battery. I don't know how fast the battery goes. I've never really ran my batteries all the way down to the bottom. I don't know. But you know what? I will come up to the intersection here, so I'm gonna turn the camera off so I can have two hands on my wheel. Alright, man, back at you. Okay, so they've been doing this construction for probably about 3 or 4 weeks actually. But one of the first things I noticed that they did was they kind of pre-positioned stuff, right? So one of the first things they do is they put all these, all the cement telephone poles just on the road on the side of somebody's house. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so right there, all these huge cement telephone poles, or, you know, power poles, I guess. And they're gonna replace all these little ones all the way down the road. And one thing you should know is that where the pole is forward, basically the government line is from the pole to the road, right? And a lot of these houses, and you'll see this up here, a lot of these houses, they all had, you know, little shops out in front, selling stuff, doing all the other stuff. So when they started clearing that down there, all those stores and all those people that had stuff going on in that little gray area, they had to move it all out. You know, in some cases, it was a full restaurant. They had to cancel it. So it's pretty tragic. But like I said, you know, you can't stop progress, right? I wish you could, because, you know, I like the small village life, right? But I guess it doesn't matter no matter what, you know, population increases, supply and demand. So here, let's take a look. The construction zone starts these guys are the ones that are fixing the telephone lines, being able to try and get everything there. Supervisors. And here, let me show you. So yeah, they can pretty much replace all these poles. I don't know, they probably replace 20 poles like in a single day. In just a single day. They'll come out here. Right now it's midday, so it's probably not a lot going on because it's hot. But they're going to be able to make a lot of progress, and they have to really because the rainy season comes, right? And they want to finish all this. But I'm going to show you here. You can see that on both sides of the road here, all this road right here was actually down in an embankment, and it was down on that side too. They've already backfilled all this, packed it all down. The last phase is like over there, all the gravel. They're gonna put all the gravel on the top, pack all that down, and then it'll be blacktop, and they'll probably curb it. But all along here, as far as the eye can see, down here and down here, were some big old trees, big old beautiful trees that they just, you know, they come in actually with the excavator and they're able to snap most of the trees, dig them up. Some people kept the wood, but usually the truck would come right after and, you know, a big old loader or whatever, and pick up all the wood and take it all away. So in the old video I have, it shows all this road. It's all green. It's just like a single lane almost. But now they've widened it all. And you can see these light posts right here. These light posts are probably going to get moved also. That'll be like the last thing they do. But right now you can see the guys on the little pole over there. And these big ones are the brand new ones. They already put this side. You can see the other side over there. It's not connected to the top yet. But they'll swap out all those poles along that side. So let's go forward a bit. We'll check it out. This is how far you can see down there. The embankment is where, that's how far the road was low. And they filled all this in. This goes all the way out to like the main road where, you know, you can go to Bangkok or knock on Sawan. Usually they have water trucks in here to keep the dust down because, you know, people do have businesses. But a lot of these guys, they just close their business, you know, for a little while. The ones on the right over there, they had a lot of business, but, you know, it's hard to see where all the trees were because they're all gone. I was gonna film it earlier, but I just never did. But on the left here, you can see that this land I'm riding on was level with that over there. But, you know, they backfilled this whole thing, took out all these trees. Right up here on the left, on the construction site, or where they make cement and stuff, that's probably where the biggest tree was. It was right here on the left, or right actually where I'm driving. The big tree was right here. Yeah, and that's actually, I think, where my video picks up. I'll have to do the before and after on this video. But it goes all the way down. They've already replaced all the poles on the left. Some of the lines and the old poles that are on the left still, they'll go ahead and take those down once it's all finished. Now on the right, the poles, again, they're just in place. They probably put all those poles the last 3 or 4 days. Just boom, boom, boom. They have 2, 3, 4 trucks at the same time. They punch a hole in the ground. This guy's doing his job. And then they get it done. And for some of these people, you can see this guy's got they put up tin for his house to protect it. And some of this stuff is also, I mean, it's all under the sewer and the water. They must have they probably broke sewer and water pipe half a dozen times, because I guess it's easier to fix than to try and figure out where the document is that shows where it's at, right? So, but they're laying all new sewer pipe all the way down. And I don't think they're laying new water pipe unless they have to, but I know they fixed it a few times because I've driven by here and it's flooded and they'll have stopped work and they'll be doing it. But yeah, man, it's a expeditious process. They're doing it so quick. You know, it never happened in America. Not at this speed anyway. Here, check it out. There's a water truck on top of that.
I killed the sound here because the microphone kept rattling. Of course, I didn't find that out until after I'm editing the video, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just the wind moves the cable around. I gotta get a different cable. But yeah, I did that later in the video too. I'll narrate it if I have to. But yeah. So you can see both sides. It's a lot of work, man. I mean, this is when you're looking down. When I'm looking down the road here, I'm used to seeing big old trees covering both sides of the road. The left side is like their staging area. That left side was actually even underwater almost. They just built it all up to make a platform so that they could put all their heavy equipment and stuff there too. But yeah, as far as your eyes can see, you couldn't see that this far down the road before because there were trees on the left and on the right. You know, there's some little bit of trees on the right there, but there was bigger trees that were closer to the road. You know, and as I'm making this, I already made another trip up that road later this afternoon because this was in the morning. And
because again, they want to do it. They want to finish this stuff before the rains come, right? Otherwise, all that will wash out. So for sure, all that stuff back there, all the dirt on this side of the road and on that side of the road, all that dirt's going to have to be covered. So they're probably going to be blacktopping it anytime soon. I mean, I indicating that they already packed all the dirt, 10 times, watered it, packed it, and then they put the pea gravel over the top, whatever. They're packing that. After that, it's really just going to be, I think, spraying it and then laying blacktop. And they're pretty good about laying blacktop here too. Same with big truck, just truck behind a truck, and then just get all that blacktop done. But you can still see actually on the other side of the road there's still another telephone pole right there. We'll swap that one out for that one right there. This one they already put up. This is the one that bridges across the street, so that's probably gonna be a little bit more technical. And all the way down here, even though it's a double-sided road already, all the way down here, all new poles going that way too. I don't know that they're gonna put a median. I don't think they're gonna extend this median, but you never know, man. They could. They could extend the median all the way almost to our village. This right here is, I think it's maybe now it's Nakonchum or Takun Ram, which is the district, then our village of Banmai. But yeah, let me perform a death-defying act. I'm going to go ahead and turn around. Of course, you have a truck here that's driving in the shoulder. Okay, going kind of slow. All right, here's where it says start of construction zone, and then it goes all the way till until it approaches right at the beginning of our village, and then it stops.
This is where it started getting really scratchy, so I had to kill the sound when I'm editing it. I can just simply narrate it. But yeah, left side, you can see those big dips on the left. That's how it was on both sides of the road, absent of course the big giant trees that were in some of those dips and have long since been taken out. But they'll fill all that in, man, just like they are right here. They backfill it all in until it's just one big long flat road. Before, as far as the eye could see here, you couldn't see down the road there. All you could see was trees and green covering both sides of the road, and now it's probably never going to be green again, I guess. At least this part of the road. Sad but true. And but they do it all pretty quick. That's just what amazed me. One day I was driving down here and I saw them pulling trees, and I thought, oh my gosh, next day I saw them clearing things and trees were gone, and I'm just surprised, going, whoa, wait a minute, man, that's pretty fast. And you know, even the people who lived here, I think, were kind of like, whoa. And this big green building on the right, this is where that big old tree was in the old video. But that video is 23 years old here. I'll throw the clip up. So you can see the tree's big. Well, it grew for another 23 years along with all the other green stuff that you'll see in this little video clip right there. I mean, can you imagine all this 23 more years worth of growing? Yeah, man. Just some progress. Can't really do anything about it. I just am amazed. You know, I'm kind of sad to see it because, you know, obviously I like all the greenery and the secluded kind of village life, but, you know, they haven't really got down to our specific village yet, and certainly on my road, and on the roads that I travel on the backside when I go to Global, or the construction place where I get all my materials. You know, that road to the back there, I don't see them do anything on that one. That's going to be probably, you know, basically a farm road, back road for quite some time. But here, this is progress, man. It's all going to be paved all the way through, and certainly is wide enough for them to put a median down the middle. But I don't know, man, because I mean, it's crazy though, because if it's going to be 2 lanes on each side, right now it's 1 lane on each side. Going to be double lanes on each side going down. It's going to bottleneck down here. This is where the construction zone says that it stops, although they're still working on the electrical and stuff. But yeah, I mean, one of the issues is that gas station right there. How are you going to take away part of that? There was another one up the road that did take away the front of it, but you know, got to do what you got to do. So yeah, the 2 lanes will bottleneck down here into, as it gets closer to our village. And there's a big marketplace, you know, in our village and all that. And it bottlenecks on Thursdays for sure during the marketplace days. But I don't know how much farther they're gonna make it 2 lanes. They could make it 2 lanes all the way through our village, all the way up into the mountain and over the mountain and all that stuff. All the new poles there waiting. Like I said, they just dropped all these poles one day. Like, it must have been in like 10-15 spots where they dropped dozen poles, and I was like, whoa, what are they doing there? When are they gonna do that? And then you know, no sooner dropped them then they start grading the road back there and planting poles. Crazy quick, man, very quick. As I get up into my village here, it's like I say, there's no construction yet, but you can see light posts there, but the power pole is still set back. And so they can take that area right there. As a matter of fact, I think they have taken some. This is turning left. I'm going into the kind of side road, goes into cut off to where my road is for the house, but this road goes straight into the temple here in Banmai, our village. And right at the corner up here on the village, or I mean on the corner where this road T-bones and meets the entrance to the temple. To the right is old Thai houses, kind of property compound where my wife grew up and her family. Although I think the houses are new now, because before it was, you know, really old style probably. But that area right there, and they lived right across from the temple. Her and her sisters and her mom and dad, and they went to this elementary school right here on the left. It's the Banmai Elementary School. My wife says right now there's only about like 100 some kids, you know, maybe 110, 120 kids that attend that school across grades. Maybe they even go through 8th grade, but that's just due to massive decline in enrollment. It used to be quite full, I would imagine. Maybe it was upwards of 500 or 1,000 students, but yeah, things are changing, closing some schools to make students go to, you know, different schools. But here on our road, this is the road that goes to my home. I just passed a little cafe on the right that was kind of like, it was abandoned for a while. Then this company right there on the left in the blue awnings took over that company, and then right here on the right there's another cafe that they took over. So that company's called N&N Cannabis, I think. So the one place on the left is for the fertilizer and everything, where they're growing, I guess. And then the one place on the right back there is where they're, you know, have a cafe selling it and selling food, and then, or selling food and that kind of stuff. And then the other building they have is where they actually sell the cannabis, you know, by the gram. So they got like 3 different enterprises right down the street from my house, but it's all the same family or the same company. But they just recently harvested rice on a few of these fields. And this is my turn off right here. This one dead tree that's in front of my property right here. These guys always put on these advertising signs right there, you can see, which block my view when I'm coming out. I can't look down the right, so that tree's gonna, I'm
home again. Well, like I said, just wanted to make a short video of my ongoing collection of before and after. Otherwise, you know, seeing how everything changes, man. That's a lot of change right there. A lot of progress. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about that. But whew. Anyway, thanks for watching. And keep watching. I'll get back at you.